In this video, we will demonstrate how to use R Markdown to create documents with text, R code, and the results of your R code. Under the File menu, create a new file, R Markdown, and you can give it a title, you can change the name of the author, and you can choose from the three output options. Let's choose HTML for now. You can always produce a PDF or a Word document later. When you click OK, it lets you create an empty document. Your R Markdown file will be already populated with a header, which contains metadata of your document and some text and a few example code chunks. So you see this is a code chunk surrounded by 3 backticks before and 3 after. Like the header is surrounded by 3 dashes. After each code chunk, there are 2 or 3 options here. Modify code chunk options and run. Now for the code chunk below the first code chunk, there's also an option of running all code chunks above it. If we click run here, now this line of code produces a summary of the dataset cars, and you see the summary is directly printed into the document. And similarly, this code block provides a graph, which is also directly displayed into the document. Now let's save our R Markdown file to your project folder. And you see it's saved with the extension RMD, which is an R Markdown file. But other than the extension, it's basically just a text file. It's only when you knit it, it becomes a document of the format of your choice, which remember our default option is HTML, but you can also knit it to PDF or Word. So let's try to knit it to HTML first. Now you see here the text is formatted with headings, with some different styles, and the code blocks and the results are also included in the document. Let's try some of the other options. I can knit to PDF now because I don't have LaTeX installed. You need LaTeX or one of the substitutes here, which lists some options in order to produce a PDF file out of R Markdown, and you probably should do it. I'll do it later. Let's try to knit it to Word. Okay, you see similarly a Word document that's formatted somewhat differently, but you can also see the headings and the text formatting, the R code blocks, and the results of the code. Now you can take some time to compare the Word output and the HTML output and maybe the PDF if you have installed LaTeX. But let's see how to format text in R Markdown. You might notice that the headings that we saw in the output documents following 2 pound signs, actually you can do it with 1 or 3. Alright, let's knit it to HTML again. And you can see these are actually 3 different levels of headings. So we see the word knit here is bold, and apparently that's created by these little things. And you can see how these signs I used, the less than and the greater than, I used to create a link. And again, these backticks created a code chunk, and 1 backtick in text creates a line of code in line, which is not run, not evaluated, but it will be styled differently. So you can see it's a line of R code. For more formatting options, go to Help and Markdown Quick Reference. And you can see here is how you can use very simple symbols and formats to change the style of your text, create headings, lists, numbered and bullet point lists. line breaks. Let's take some time to explore these options, and I want you to take maybe 15 minutes to half an hour to go over this list and try them out. Try to create a simple document containing all these different kind of styles. At each step, you can knit to HTML and check what your code is producing. And you probably want to install LaTeX so we can produce a PDF file at the next step. Have fun!